This is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY Digital Voice Net here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running. For those folks who wish to check in early for NetLogger, you can find NetLogger at netlogger.org. We also do have Google Meet up and running. And if you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnygmr.net. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes, sir. This is W2FJH.
Whiskey, Juliet Tango. Whiskey 5, Whiskey, Juliet Tango. Yeah, I'm working with a True SDX to a laptop, trying to send over a off-fed center centerfold dipole, and having a little bit of USB trouble, so I'm working on that this evening. Got the fan going, cooling this off a little bit. Smoking a cigar, sitting on the back. Going in, where you?
See if I get it right. W5. Oh, shit. 1 second. W5WJD. JT, excuse me. W5WJT. So I write it down, still can't remember it.
Not a problem, not a problem. We're just winding down the weekend. I pulled, I'm a beekeeper also, have a few hives in my backyard. And I pulled probably a record amount of honey for this season. I have around 8 beehives, and I put in, it looked to be 9 or 10 boxes of honey that I'm going to have to spin out and put in jars. And I pulled already, I think 3 or 4 boxes of honey about 2 months ago. Really early, fresh spring honey. It's the lightest and best honey of the season. So did that this afternoon. and then pull the car into the or pull my truck into my shop rather, and we have my son help me with that. He just sitting out in the afternoon here trying to get ready for work week over.
This is W2FJH. Just coming in here, we did have a regularly scheduled net coming up here, guys. Um, just, sorry, I'm getting a little delayed here. But yeah, if it's possible, we'd like to use the frequency to continue on with the net there. Just Kate, I hear more about the honey, but they have a net. W5WJT is still there?
Yeah, still here, still listening. I heard somebody come in with a net that's fixing to start, so I wanted to listen and see if that was about to start. Yeah, I'll be standing by. Um,
And they're trying to get ready. K2ESY, standing by. This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY digital voice net on Brandmeister Talk Route 31367, wires X room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voice net is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those who are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit stnydmr.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 6 other stations checked in through NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize K3BYC Carlton, N2QFD Mail, W2KDC Dennis, N3OJP Mick, N2NRA Cliff, and NE2W Ed. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any and all stations that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now. N2 NCB, Paul, how do we go? This is Kilo Charlie 3, Whiskey Victor X-Ray, Scott from Sayre.
N3DQD, Ray from Beaver, Pennsylvania.
All right, and we have N2 NCV Paul, KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray Scott, and N3 DQD Ray. I gave it a little extra moment there in case Anna was going to jump in there too, Ray. But we'll see. We'll give it one more go to see if there's any additional stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now.
This is N3DQD. Anna is here. She's on the phone, but she will be checking in.
All right, thanks, Ray. And I did check in Anna as well. So that would like to recognize KD3AJN Anna. All right, let's kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no announcements. Let's move in for questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no questions either, so we will move in for comments. The next topic this evening is: are you involved in emergency communications, or have you been activated? And what is it that made you thought? Sorry, what is was it what you thought it would be? This next topic was from Mel and to QFD this evening, so we will kick things off with K3 BYC Carlton. How was your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Good evening, Frank. Thanks for taking the net. And good evening to everyone who has checked in. Great turnout here so far. Always glad to hear everybody on here. Well, for the net topic, well, you hit my primary spot of interest there, emergency communications. I am a member of the Harford County, Maryland Aries Races Group. We are kind of a dual administered group. Aries under ARRL, and the races part is under Harford County government. Our races officer is appointed by the Director of Emergency Services, and our emergency coordinator for the Aries side is appointed by the section emergency coordinator. We function, it's sort of a little bit like the radio club, but it's not a club. We have our own races room at the Emergency Operations Center, which is downstairs from the 911 center. Every 2 years, we participate in the Peach Bottom Nuclear Power Plant exercises. Ham radio is required in that by FEMA rules. I'm going to do a reset here. I have been in the group for about 10 years. And I'm usually the guy who gets to sit in the EFC as agency representatives when they do call all agencies in, the county executive and everyone in with the group, law enforcement, fire, EMS, health department, every agency. I'm the one who's involved in there with those uh, for those events. I'm also on the one that gets all the situation reports. We get on Monday afternoon routine sit rep, and if anything occurs, such as any impending threatening weather, I will get additional sit reps. And if it really gets bad, I also get invited to conference calls with the director of emergency services. So I get and get the heads up on they may be expecting. So we're not a, I don't consider it a club, that we still do field day and we do some similar things, but we work for Harford County and we sell ourselves that way, and we're there for hopefully situations that we hope will never happen. But when things really break down, uh, the radios are what we really need. I grew up with this as a kid. My dad was probably one of the first guys who started the group in Harford County back in 1960, and I have his call sign. So I am deeply involved with that, and I feel very strongly about that. That's all I have for now. Everybody have a great week. This is K3PYC. Back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. Yeah, sounds like sounds like you're very involved there and a lot to it. And 10 years, well, that's a good chunk of time there as well. So, all right, we will move on down to Mel coming up next, and to QFD. Mel, how was your week?
Here is N2 QFD. It was a good week, a little busier at work than usual, and we're making good headway on some drafting. Can't complain. Hopefully the weather breaks. We're supposed to get some rain tonight, and I could use a little break in the heat that we suddenly felt again for the last 2 days. With the net topic, we're kind of in the process of rebuilding a functional Aries team for Chemung County. I've been involved with emergency communications for most of the time I've been licensed, either as RACES or Aries, starting in Tioga County. With the Owego group, the Tigars calling us up, and then a good chunk of it with Warren County, New York, as a RACES operator. So it's been a lot of working with our local EC and trying to come up with good training and good practice and building the discipline and the format that will help us out. So it's one of those things that's always kind of been there. I've only had to be activated once. I was a relay station during 9/11 on HF radio to take any outbound calls from Ground Zero to Otsego County, New York. So haven't had to use it. Carlton said, luckily, but that's the hope. We train in case we have to, and we hope that we ever get that call. I'm going to turn it back to Net Control. Here's N2 QFD.
Hey, thanks, there, Mel. And yeah, I didn't even know that there was a Tioga Aries group. I know they had one for the Binghamton area, but I didn't think anybody out this way was also an Aries. So very good to know there. So, all right, next on my list is W2KDC Dennis. How was your week?
Hi, Frank, and everyone on the net. I had a good week this week. Hot and dry, but got a little bit of rain. Couple days. Got a little this afternoon. Could definitely use some more. Uh, Nothing much to talk about that way. As far as the question of the day, not actively involved in emergency services or emergency communications. Uh, our Clara group would like to be more involved, and we're trying to work with the emergency coordinator for Steuben County now to uh, get something going. Over the years, the past few years, things for various reasons have fallen apart, but you know we're trying to get it going again. And we do participate with local events as far as providing radio communications. The Wine Fest uh, in Corning uh, is the one that comes to mind. So that's about it for today. W2 KDC. Back to you, Frank.
Hey, very good there, Dennis. All right, next on my list is N3OJP. Mick, how was your week?
Oh, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. That was pretty good. Um, grandson was here and he wanted to make a Captain America shield. So you know those heavy foam pads you stand on, by your bench. I think they're about 3 foot square. Well, that came in handy. And I had the paint that we needed, so we fabricated it, and it came out pretty good. He's very happy. And then my wife's brother and his wife, they live in Arizona, but they were back in Pennsylvania. That's actually where she's from, down in the Brownsville area, south southwest of Pittsburgh, or southeast, excuse me. And they stopped up here Friday, and we don't see them that often. Obviously, they live in Arizona. But then they journeyed on into Cleveland because, well, that's where Joe is from, and they met at one of the high schools up there. As far as EmComm, yeah, quite a bit involved there in the county, pretty much from day one. Never got called out to an activation. I know there was a tornado here before I moved here from Michigan, and it was a big call out for a couple of days. Ray will probably remember the tornado. I'm sure he was involved in that. But, went through Aries. We did some of the FEMA drills, some of the required courses. Oh my God, those were so complicated and very detailed, but made it through. But yeah, we do a power plant drill. I think Carlton mentioned that. That's done every other year. So then we do some work with the EOCs in the area. I also participate in some of the EmComm FL DigiNets, the NBE mesh nets that are on. There's a couple of those on. So yeah, pretty active with EmComm. So and I got my Pi-Star running. I pulled the chip out, the SD card out. I checked it in the computer, and I says, let me put it back in. Sure enough, it fired up. The only thing I got to figure out is on the dashboard, under the call sign, it shows the talk group and not the call sign. So that's minor. Back to you, Frank. W2FJH and 30JP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, it's always one of those. It's always one of the little things, right? You just basically have to reseed the SD card again or something. Actually, right now, I don't think we're actually going out to the Wires X room. My Pi-Star, just before the net, said it was offline. I tried restarting it, and I'm looking at a blank screen right now, so I have to definitely check that and get that back up online after the net. So, but all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let's take a quick pause to see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now.
W3TEZ. Ryan in Buffalo, New York.
All right, and we have W3TEZ Ryan. Additionally, we did have K2WGK Bill. He was checking in and out this evening. So, all right, next on my list is N2NRA Cliff. How was your week?
This is N2NRA. Good evening to the group. And so it's a busy week. Went to the fireworks in Sarah, PA last night. And went to the Newtown Battlefield reenactment this afternoon as well. need some rain here. It's been awfully dry. And as far as what the topic is tonight, I do listen to the Bradford County Areas Net and a little bit into the listening to the Chemung County and some FL Digi nets, but not I do not directly participate, and probably would need some training. So that's about it, Frank. Back to net control. This is N208. Back to W2FJH.
Hey, thanks there, Cliff. And yeah, I guess in the future, if you are interested, it kind of sounds like mail. At least as a contact, if not the guy to talk to about joining up with them. So, all right, sounds very good there. And yeah, I didn't know that there was actually fireworks in Sayre, this week. So, yep. So, all right. Next on the list is NE2W. Ed, how was your week?
Hey, very good evening, Frank, and everybody on the net. Good crowd tonight. Good week as usual. Uh, really excellent week. As a matter of fact, on Wednesday, we had our Bera annual picnic up at Copernic. Had about 50 people show up. Everybody brought a dish to pass. The company was great. The food was wonderful. It did rain, but thanks to Drew, KA1M, he moved us inside and set up tables, and everybody was dry and well taken care of. Thanks to the folks at Copernic for doing that for us. And it's been a good partnership between the two of us. Vera is a Aries, if you will, ARRL affiliate with Aries. And in addition to that, in Broome County, there is a Racy's, and there's a room over in the Office of Emergency Services on Front Street. I want to say by the Broome campus, with their own room with the ham radio setup. You open the door and there's the 911 call center right there. Very impressive. Some I support it a little bit. I'm not too involved. Some of the other local hands are quite involved and do a great job of supporting that. And let's see. Uh, let's see. I guess that's about it. Wrap things up here. One thing that happened this week. Let me catch a break. I got my mom a phone. She's living in a senior living center, and the touch, the smartphones were a little too much. So I finally found one of the old style flip phones that's easy to use. Somebody calls, you open it up and talk. You want to make a call, you open it up and hit their phone number, and you're good to go. And but one thing happened this week. They put out an update. Wonderful. So you get the update, and you can't use your phone till you do the update. Well, she's not as computer savvy as a lot of us are, and so her phone basically wasn't working until my wife could swing by there and get the update done for her. The update had to go on Wi-Fi. You had to jump through all these hoops, which was a little ridiculous that the phone makes you do that. I'm still not happy about that. But anyway, we'll turn it back to you, Frank, W2FJH, and the group, this is NE2W.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. And yeah, sometimes they just can't keep things simple. Everything's got to be a smartphone and everything, right? But my mom is also in a nursing facility, and yeah, for a time being there, it was you know, when I tried to call her half the time, I wasn't sure if she was unavailable or if it was just that she couldn't answer the phone. So I know exactly what you mean there, and having a simple phone, would have been great. So, and yes, I was going to mention too. I did talk to a ham a ways back there about joining. I believe it was the Aries group. But yeah, some of the training and everything, I just didn't have the with Lillian, coming about there. I just didn't have the time, but I do find it interesting, and I don't know, maybe when some of my free time, comes back there and everything, I might get back into it some. So, all right, next on my list is N2NCB. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all, into NCB here. Well, probably the week was topped off. Last Friday, we celebrated our 55th anniversary. Uh, doesn't seem like 55 years, but nonetheless, that's what it is. Um, the rest of the week, kind of just normal stuff. Um, I must admit, when I looked up what the topic was uh, this evening, when I saw EmComm, I was not thinking at all of what we've been talking about. I was thinking it was some sort of computer program or, in that vein. Uh, but one correction, Ed, the races of Broome County, they meet over in Endwell. Oh, and I forget the street that it's on. I can picture it in my mind. But Herb and the group meet over there in Broome. It's part of the emergency services, but it's a separate room over there, somewhere in Endwell. It's off of Watson Boulevard. Do that. And as far as Tulare County, I've asked and not really gotten any answers on whether there's even an EC or Races or Eries here in the county anymore. So that kind of eliminates that stuff, and there's no Eries heading up group, I don't think, in Broome County either. But be that as may, I think that's it for this end. So we'll turn it back to you, Frank. Take care, all. 7-3, N2NCB.
Hey, thanks there, Paul. And yeah, first and foremost, congratulations on the 55th anniversary there. And yeah, I think I mentioned on 7-3 it was the EmComm, EmComm, and maybe I should have mentioned that, emergency communications. But yeah, it was just me and Mal were talking, and we were just kind of abbreviating it that way, and I thought that was kind of a common, commonly known thing, but maybe not. All right, next on the list is KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray. Scott, how was your week?
This is KC3WVX. Week wasn't bad. See, Friday night I messed around with some FT8 and made a couple contacts on 160 meters, which is always pretty cool for a little Zygu G90 with 20 watts and fed half-wave antenna. This weekend I finally took the plunge into slow skiing TV, and that's kind of neat. As far as EmComms, I am part of the Bradford County Aries and just recently got into the Chemung County Aries. And QFD's been doing a great job with, since he's taken over that. My problem is my work schedule keeps me off the nets, and I haven't done much as far as the EmComm stuff. I've just been submitting with a lot of stuff. I'm trying not to get too buried in things, but I guess I really should get more involved in the EmComms and learn that stuff, because one of these days I may have to use it. I don't have much else to add. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray. Back to the net.
Hey, thanks, sir, Scott. And yeah, I know about the busy schedule too. So many things in amateur radio. I really wish I had, more time to explore and get into and do the trainings and everything else. But yeah, and end of the day, all of us we only have 24 hours in the day. That's it. That's all you get. So, But all right, very good there. All right, next on my list is N3DQD. Ray, how was your week?
Yeah, W2FJH and the net from M3DQD. Well, we had a good week. Kind of busy, especially this weekend. We were pretty busy this weekend. Just wanted to mention a few things. First of all, Mick mentioned the tornado that we had here in '85, and I was not actively involved, but I did monitor a lot of the traffic that was handled. And the night of the event, there was quite a bit of activity on the amateur frequencies. The Beaver County group has always been extremely active in emergency communications, and Aries and Races is kind of a dual membership here in this county. Participated in a number of the nuclear power plant drills. The last one, however, though, was in '16, and I had kind of an absence from amateur radio for a number of years. But we got back in there a little over a year ago again, and we're pretty active now. So I imagine we'll probably be involved in the power plant drill this year. I mean next year in '26, and also we do participate in the SETs both the spring and the fall. Just one more thing I want to talk about. I'm extremely thrilled at the reception that we had by the hams in your area of Chemung County, New York. I had the pleasure of talking with Mel and N2PEZ, also Ian and KD2UFE. And apparently we, Anna and myself, were the subject of discussion at the One Club meeting on Thursday evening because we really want to see your clubhouse when we're up there this upcoming week. And that is going to take place. We have to contact Ian when we're there, and he's going to set up something for us to view the clubhouse. But just want to thank everyone up there for the wonderful reception that we've had. This is N3DQD, back to net.
Hey, very good there, Ray. And yeah, I actually haven't been up to the clubhouse in Chemung on Harrisville there in several years now. But yeah, there was when I went up there for summer field day and winter field day, they were a great group of folks up there. The call sign is escaping me, but he always used to cook food. He was a great guy. I met Barry up there too. All great folks up there. So good you met up with Mel and a few other ones up at the club there. So all right, next we'll hand the radio over to the other person in the room there. We'll go to KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Hello, Frank and the net from KD3AJN. Well, as Ray said, our week's been busy, but this coming week we're going to be going to New York and enjoy some vacation time. So I'm really looking forward to going to see the clubhouse, and was very happy that that could be arranged for us. And as Ray said, with the emergency things, we have done the SET, and we'll do the one in the fall. That's about it. Everybody have a good weekend. I mean, a good week. A good week, sorry. And take care. KD3AJN.
Hey, very good there, Anna, and hope you and Ray enjoy your vacation, and hope you have a good time up at the clubhouse. You actually reminded me. I too will be on vacation next week. I guess I'll have to talk to Mel or Mick and see if anybody or maybe Ed if they're not available to cover there to make sure we get somebody lined up for net control for next week because I will be out of town as well. All right. Before I get to my next station, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let's take a quick standby to see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now. Right, nothing heard there, so we will move on down the list. I did mention that K2WGK, Bill, he's checked in and out this evening, but I believe he might be listening. But thanks, Bill, for stopping by there. All right, we get to W3TEZ. Ryan, how was your week?
This is W3TEZ in Buffalo, New York, coming in on the 444375 repeater. Good evening, everybody on the net here, and I just walked into the radio room and I forgot the net was going on, and I just kind of wanted to pop in and say hello to everybody. Long week here. I only have one day off this week, so today's my only day off, and I spent a good 90% of the day outside doing stuff and kind of enjoying the last leg of summer before it winds down, but getting some stuff taken care of outside while we have some lower temperatures and a little bit of a breeze there because I'm not doing it in the humidity. Other than that, I don't know. I think I'm going to maybe put up another HF antenna before winter. I'm just waiting for more weather like this to do it because I am not climbing towers in humidity. So, other than that, just chilling out here and listening to you guys here on the STNY net. Back to net control, W3TEZ.
Hey, very good there, Ryan. And yeah, glad we're coming through on the repeater out there. So it's good that we don't have too many repeaters in the southern tier for DMR. But glad out there in Buffalo, you're getting us loud and clear there. So all right, and yeah. Speaking of which, I also he reminded me as well. I did actually this week. I had to go down a little late. It was like 9 o'clock or so. It was already dark out. It was raining on Wednesday evening, and just happened to be driving down the hill off from my house there, and I'm noticing that there's already leaves on the ground, and it was 60 degrees outside, and I'm like, oh man, it has a fall feeling already. Basically in my head, I'm thinking winter is coming, and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready to let go of summer just yet. But I'm with you there, right? So very good there. All right, this is W2OJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I have reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations out there that would like to check in this evening. Please call now.
NE2W with some information.
Fire away with the comments there, and NE2W, over to you there.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. I think the call sign you were looking for was W2 Zulu Juliet, W2ZJ for the Harris Hill, the Amateur Radio Association of the Southern Tier. And the reason I bring it up, I wanted to let everybody know that next month, Saturday, December 27th, ARREST is holding the 50th anniversary Hamfest at the Chemung County Fairgrounds. That's the Chemung County Fairgrounds, September 27th. Should be great. Don't want to miss it. Back to you, Paul, or back to you, Frank. Vicinity 2W.
Hey, very good there, Ed. And yes, we also did have John coming in through Google Meet. He's able to hear. He's I'm guessing he's been here for most of the meeting or most of the net, and I just haven't noticed that somebody joined. But thanks for stopping by there, John. His call was KE2 Foxtrot Echo. So we will have him checked in and out this evening as well. All right. Again, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
Here is N2QFD.
And to QFD now, fire away with your comments.
Here is N2QFD. Thanks, Frank. I just thought I'd mention back when I was doing races with Tioga County, that was 30 years ago. It's actually been that long, so that's probably why it's not on the radar anymore. I'm not the EC for Chemung County. I just spend a lot of time helping our EC and assistant ECs out. Anthony Tony, November 2 Alpha Juliet Victor is our emergency coordinator, and November 2 Romeo Zulu Mark, he's our assistant EC here, and we're in a similar position rebuilding our Aries group. Maybe we'll get back to a level where we can approach races again, but right now I'm feeling good about the group we've got. Good turnout, and we've been working with Bradford County a lot also. It's there's certainly a growing interest in EmComm, and I appreciate the net taking the question up. Here's N2QFD, back to net control.
Yeah, no problem at all there, Mel. And definitely anybody else on the net, sometimes I run out of net topics. I try to keep things interesting and have relevant topics, but sometimes I'm digging the well dry there. So anytime anybody has anything of interest they'd like to make a net topic, please always let me know. So, all right. Again, any comments, questions, concerns from any stations that have checked in, or any late stations that would like to check in, please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we'll make this final call. For any additional stations or any stations have checked in with any comments, questions, or concerns, please call now. All right, nothing heard again, so we might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Carlton, Mel, Dennis, Mick, Cliff, Ed, Paul, Scott, Ray, Anna, Bill, Ryan, and John for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.